Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for our second topic of discussion for today. And as we noted earlier in our introduction, we're going to be shedding the light on the achievements of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi since he took the helm of the country 7 years ago. Numerous achievements have been made in several domains. Development is taking place in the country, and Egypt is taking its leading role in Africa and worldwide. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good morning, Ambassador, and thank you so much for joining us on The Breakfast Show. Ambassador Bayoumi, do you have my voice? So, dear viewers, as we're talking, we're going to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good morning, Ambassador. Do you have my voice? So, dear viewers, I believe we're witnessing technical difficulty, so we're going to be going to a short break, and we'll be back to resume our discussion. Ambassador Bayoumi?
Yes.
Yeah, do you have my voice?
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, as I mentioned in my introduction, we're shedding the light on the achievements being implemented in the country since President Fattah al-Sisi took the helm 7 years ago. How do you see the achievements taking place in Egypt?
Very long agenda of stories of success, thank God. We started by resuming our democratic process, electing a new parliament, new president, new constitution. Then we started to settle the matter with all our fronts abroad, our relations with Africa, with Europe, of course with the Arab world, with the states everywhere. Then we thank God we have very active presidency. He went up to the east in Tokyo, to the west in Paris, to the north in New York, to the south in South Africa, everywhere. We are everywhere because we were lacking a very important tool in our foreign policy, which is the presidency level of diplomacy. Now we have a president who, in his time, we have a seat in the Security Council of the United Nations. We preside and share the African Union. We hosted one of the largest meetings between European Union and African and Arab world. So we are really, if we talk about the foreign front, we did a very good job.
Yes, indeed.
Of course, we had a big challenge in the in-house, the homework of our authorities, where we were facing the problem of economic reform. We needed economic reform. There was a deterioration in the exchange rate of our currency. We took the advice of the International Monetary Fund. They helped us in many ways. One is to tell us or to give us some advices based on other experience in other countries like our case. Second, support financially by $12 billion. Third, give us every now and then a statement about the economic situation in Egypt, which, thank God, is going quite well. This helps us because we started this in November 2016 to be in a good shape when we have the problem of the epidemic Corona-19. We are one of rare countries who can face the economic repercussions of the disease. We are one of rare countries which will continue growing positively. Most of the world countries are growing negatively. We have experienced whether to face the epidemic and its economic impact. our relations with Africa became very active. We enlarged the COMESA free trade area from 21 countries to have one big free trade area covering the whole African continent with 51 countries, member states. We assure our relations with the Arab dimension and the Arab world, whether with Sudan, with Libya, with lately Djibouti, which saw the first Egyptian visit ever to such a brotherly country. We have good relations everywhere. And I give always the sign of this, that Cairo is one of the most crowded cities of the world concerning foreign embassies and foreign missions. And you have a huge Saudi embassy, you have a huge Kuwaiti or Emirate or American embassies in Cairo. This means that the relation is very important to them and to us, of course, that we have this very intensive representation. So every day we hear that a president here and there is in direct connection, or whether by phone or directly, or meetings between our president and his counterparts. This makes our life go faster, more efficient, and wider. Now we are thinking about the internal front, where we want all these efforts to be translated into food and money in the pocket of every small citizen, a job for our young generations, food and security of food everywhere. And now we are starting recently to have a look on our industry to make it more efficient, more productive, exports, our agriculture sector is getting most of our attention also. Fishery is getting a big push to produce fish and even to export fish to Europe. So we are working, I may say, fighting on many fronts without any hesitation in order to cover all our needs and to make our life much better, especially for the coming and young generation.
Ambassador Bayoumi, on another front, there has been several presidential initiatives that have been launched by the president, and a lot of achievements and progress have been made on this front. Can you please elaborate?
Yes, as I slightly mentioned, that in the last problem between the Palestinians and the Israelis, Egypt was the only country who had the chance to stop fighting, and we use all our tools. We send our missions to Israel, to the Palestinian Authority, to Gaza, contacts with Germany, France, with the United States, until we reach the point to stop fighting. And now we are in the middle of trying to bring people to the negotiation table in order to solve this problem. Really, it's a shame for the whole world that to leave the Palestinians as the only case of occupation. No occupation in the whole world except in this part of the world, and we are doing all our efforts to make our Palestinian brother feel that they are living in a country recognized by everybody, have its own capital, and they have their own life. We are in Libya trying to make all the parties in order to bring one united Libya, because Libya for us is our immediate border, and we have a large Egyptian community there. We went to Sudan. Sudan is very important to us, and I am one of the generation who lived Egypt and Sudan as one country. And we consider Sudanese as, of course, part of our life. We host tens of thousands of Arabs, whether from Sudan, from Palestine, from Syria, from Lebanon, and we never complain about this. And this gave a very good impression to our partners in Europe and the United States, because we are fighting with the whole world the organized crime, whether organized crime is illegal migration or terrorism, drug trafficking, and money laundering. All of these we are getting the appreciation of all our partners that Egypt is cooperating in all these fronts in order to fight against organized crimes. Egypt is everywhere, thank God. And also we have very active diplomacy whenever we need it in any problem in the world.
Yes, indeed. Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you so much for your insight, and thank you so much for being with us on The Breakfast Show. And dear viewers, by this, we wrap up today's episode. You were in the company of myself, Karim Gamaluddin, and my colleague, Dina Hussein. Until we meet again, this is goodbye.